What's going down? This is your boy Mixed by motherfucking K Water. You know what I'm talking about? And today we got a special guest up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? We got D from the goddamn Menace Clan. D, what's going down, baby?
What's going on with you, K Wizzle?
Man, hey, today for this 15 minute break real quick, we finna let these people know a little bit more about you. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So D, talk to me, man. From the beginning, we're gonna go from the beginning right quick.
Yeah.
What inspired you first? What inspired you to do everything that you're doing?
You mean like as far as the music?
Yes, sir. As far as the music.
Shit. When I was young and shit, I was a LL Cool J fan.
All right, shout out LL.
Yeah,
All
so I wanted to be like LL at one time. You know what I'm saying? But then NWA came out, and I was like, oh, I could be myself. So then I just kind of changed the act up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Went from like a battle rapper to like just rapping about my life and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So how would you describe your particular like style of music?
I call it the conversation style because it's like when you're listening to it, it's like I'm talking to you and you can, you know what I'm saying? It's like thoughts and it's sometimes you might respond, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I call it the conversation style because it's more like I'm talking than rapping.
So let's talk about down here real quick. We're gonna touch on a lot of
my second home.
Your second home. We're gonna talk on a lot of different subjects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But explain to me and everybody, the whole world, on Rap-A-Lot. You know, I heard and I know, but to some people they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So explain to us how everything went with you dealing with Rap-A-Lot, Menace Clan, so forth and so on.
From the beginning?
From the beginning,
Lil J, James Prince, he came to L.A. and knocked on my door. The 6 in the morning, 6 feet deep video, the Ghetto Boys, that just went off on Rap City. So I seen him on the video, and now this dude is standing at my front door, and my homeboy, Kenny Kingpin, Papa LQ, he brought Jay to my house, and Jay had some beats and he was in a rental car, and he had some beats in the rental car, and he was like, come rap to these beats I got out in the car. So I went out there and rapped to the beats, and then he didn't really act like he was interested or nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? He just kind of kept a poker face, like, you know, and he listened, and then they left, and then about 10 minutes later, my homeboy called me. He was like, man, he want to sign you, man. He want to sign you. But, you know, we had been through like Ruthless, and people say they could hook us up with Death Row, and, you know, the whole rigmarole of getting a record deal, you know what I'm saying? And especially in L.A., you know what I mean? So we was like, well, whatever. But then he was like, your homeboy that you rap with, have him come to your house about 8 o'clock, and I'm going to come back. And then when he came back with Big Chief and Big Steve and, you know, his whole little crew, you know, his whole little Rap-A-Lot crew. And me and my boy did our raps. That was on a Friday. They gave us a little bread. It was like, you know, y'all go buy some clothes and shit, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, Tuesday, get on that plane. Monday morning, some plane tickets gonna come. And just like he said, Monday morning, the plane tickets came. We flew out here and we negotiated the contract and signed the Rap-A-Lot.
So, you know, I'm familiar with the recording processes back then and also nowadays. But for you, the recording process, was it to where y'all had to come to Houston to record everything? Did y'all do stuff in California and so forth and so on?
Yep. We had complete creative control. We could say what we wanted to say on the records. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't like primarily trying to fish for a radio record or a single, nothing like that. He just wanted us to do the best music that we could do. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, say what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? You know, talk y'all shit. He gave us complete anonymity to do that. You know what I'm saying?
So quick question real quick. You said that you was it was you and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
Assassin.
Yeah, Assassin. You know what I'm saying? So where is he located at now?
Assassin is in Vegas.
Oh, what he doing?
He in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? He doing this thing. He was a little disenchanted with the whole music business, you know what I'm saying? you know, from where I was standing, I guess it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. So he kind of like, you know. But Assassin was always like the one that's like, man, them niggas bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I was always the one like, nah, man, this shit gonna work. You know what I'm saying? They gonna hook us up. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get on. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, fuck them niggas, man. That was always him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know, but I guess we needed that balance. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I was just finna get into. You know what I'm saying? Because you are primarily out there in Cali, right? You know what I'm saying? So, just the whole. How did you feel dealing with the whole ordeal of you signing to a Southern record label? You know what I'm saying? You out there in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Did you have any mixed emotions, feelings about anything that was going on?
Well, you know, we had heard things about different labels and how they was treating the artists, and you know, but you know, me and Assassin, we was gang members at the time. I was 20 years old, so I was in the prime of gang banging. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I played with guns, and Jay knew that. You know what I'm saying? He knew that we was really, you know, in the streets and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really come at us like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come at us the way the stories that we heard from other artists, and you know, and the things that was, you know, that we would hear throughout the city. You know what I'm saying? Because when we came down here and we signed, we didn't go straight back to L.A. We stayed here. You know what I'm saying? And like, because Jay was like, you know, he just knew that what we was involved in and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he just was like, man, y'all go back out there with that money, man. Y'all gonna, you know, fuck around and something might happen to y'all. I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. So y'all stay out here. And it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was we didn't have to worry about, you know, being shot at or having to shoot at nobody. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a whole different environment. You know, the females out here was, you know, friendly and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just completely different. Niggas was players out here, big jury. And, you know what I'm saying? The clubs, this club scene, you know what I'm saying? Like all that type of shit. And I'm 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? I turned 21 in Houston. You know what I'm saying? To where I was able to go to the clubs and get drinks and shit like that. But I was on the upper end of it. You know what I'm saying? I had a different selection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
So that was cool. You know what I'm saying? So from 20, I just been like, that's just been, you know, that's why I fuck with Jay and them. You know what I'm saying? Because Jay and them, you know, he came down there and grabbed us and just completely changed the direction of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was supposed to be, you know, dead or in jail somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But he gave me that shot. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the rest was history after that.
So, if D can go back to when D was probably 17, what would this D right now tell his younger self about the music?
About the music
industry?
I would say,
what would you tell yourself?
I would say be more productive. I would tell him to, you know what I'm saying, calm down. You know, calm down, chill out. It's, you know, have a little more trust in the process. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then when you get that money, don't spend it up like that. You know, you know, treat it like it's not gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? But that's hard to tell a young dude, you know what I'm saying, when you come from nothing. Like I really came from nothing, you know what I'm saying? I came from, you know, moms on crack and, you know, gang banging and you're like really in the streets. And, you know what I mean? Like, so the music was sort of like an outlet, you know what I mean? And Jay gave us that opportunity. So, you know, even after I left Rap a Lot, I never really left Rap a Lot. You know what I'm saying? I was still around. I was still with Face. I was touring with him. I was with him throughout the whole Def Jam thing. You know what I'm saying? So I never really left.
Let's speak on something like that. Shout out to Scarface, you know.
Yeah.
How was it like working with Face in certain aspects, whether you're recording, whether y'all handling some business, doing some other whatever, you know, how was just being around a guy like that?
But see, that's the thing, man. Like Face was like, he was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was cool from the beginning, even though like he was already Scarface when I met him. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to play The World Is Yours, Let Me Roll and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew, you know, I was in tune with who he was. You know what I'm saying? So when I met him, he was just cool. You know what I'm saying? In fact, he told Jay, he was like, man, I'm glad you signed some dudes I could rap with. You know what I'm saying? And I just took that like the biggest, compliment, you know what I'm saying, coming from him. He was already a legend, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but he took me and Assassin in, you know what I'm saying? And he let us sit in studio sessions and just kind of like, learn the formula.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
so did you pick up anything off of his recording sessions and stuff like that? Did you?
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? That ear, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, the work ethic, you know what I'm saying, that he has, you know what I'm saying? Face is a beast, man. Face is one of the only rappers that can go in the studio by himself and come out with a real record, you know what I'm saying? Produced, and mixed and mastered and all that. Like, he play instruments, all that shit. So for me, that was kind of mind blowing because I thought he was just a rapper. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker produce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He writes. You know what I'm saying? He arranges. That nigga know how to fuck with the knobs on the SS board, SSL board, and all that type of shit. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? So, and then that made me like, damn, nigga, I'm thinking I'm doing something. I'm really not doing nothing.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's played the guitar and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was a privilege to be under his tutelage, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like how to conduct myself, like, what to do, what not to do, who to hang around, who not to hang around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit like that.
So let's jump to you out there in Cali right quick. How is life out there for you? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you have any new projects that you got coming out with?
Yeah. I got so after I left Rap A Lot, you know what I'm saying, I went back to the other thing that I knew how to do, which was sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? I went back to the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I got caught up in a Fed case and I went and did some Fed time. And then when I got out, I kind of was like, I didn't know what to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of like I fucked my shit up, you know what I'm saying? By kind of like, fucking with the back in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Bet.
So, and then at the same time, that's when the thing was going around like, oh, you too old to be doing music, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I felt like it kind of passed me by for a little while. So I just kind of like coasted, you know what I'm saying? I had a little bread. So I just kind of coasted, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, fuck, man, I need to do something. So I started driving trucks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then just in driving the trucks, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to music and shit the whole time I'm driving and shit. And I'm listening to this, like, man, I could do better than that. You know what I'm saying? Or the music need to sound like this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I got something to contribute again. You know what I'm saying? But again, you in that other ear, you got motherfuckers telling you too old to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or this is a young man's game. Like, you know what I mean? But shit, it looked like they want that seasoned veteran back, you know what I'm saying? Them real lyrics back, you know what I'm saying? Like that new Ice-T shit is hard as fuck, man.
I ain't heard it, but I saw the little like previews of it.
Bro, shout out to Ice-T, man.
Yeah, shout out Ice-T, man, Another quick question real quick.
Yeah.
Top 5 dream collaborators. Who would be your top 5 to where you would want to do a collab with?
That's the thing, bro. Like, see, that was one of the things, like, in being under the tutelage of Scarface. I really didn't really listen to a lot of other rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of like, I learned to be in a bubble as far as music is concerned. You know what I mean? So, I'm not really up on a lot of, like, I like Young Dolph though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
Dolph.
I had to be I gotta believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be rapping. It depends on what you rapping about. You know what I'm saying?
So what about what's some advice to where you would tell an upcoming artist, like right now, that's upcoming? What type of advice would you give that person?
Man, I would tell him or her, I would tell them, own as much as yourself as you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't compromise with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, own as much as yourself as you can and take as little upfront as you can. You know what I'm saying? Invest in yourself and take don't go for the the big advance. Because that's going to really cost you in the end. You know what I'm saying? That's not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It might be cool in the moment. You know what I mean? But and then it goes back to financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? What you going to do with that windfall? You know what I'm saying? What you going to do with that $250 or whatever they going to give you? You know what I'm saying?
So, like I said, we're going to jump to different boom, boom, booms, right?
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about being a independent artist?
Paying for everything. You know what I'm saying? Paying for everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just really just having that discipline to be where you're supposed to be when you know. See, because when I came in the game, I had handlers, if that's what you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? I had people that would wake me up and make sure I got where I was supposed to be and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
what's the songwriting process for you? You know, I seen you last night. I mean, that was last night we did it. Yeah. So, what is that typically the process on how you do your thing?
When I first started out, like I used to just write. You know what I'm saying? I used to write to other motherfuckers' beats and shit, and then we didn't have no studio. So, like, I used to get a surge when I really got in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but when I'm in the studio and I know that I'm going to actually be able to record this shit that I'm listening to and that I'm putting together, for me, it's like a dud when I just, you know, if I'm just like say I'm in a truck, you know what I mean? And I'm playing a beat over and over again and I'm writing to that motherfucker, I'll be wanting to record it. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I just like to, like when I'm in the studio, I'll just do it right then and there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel about some of the new wave artists that just come in, they don't even have a pen or paper, phone or whatever, you know, they just come in and they say 2-3 words at a time and you got to punch them in. And how do you feel about those guys or gals that's their, you know, that's their process?
That's what I'm saying. See, like, for me, when I first started rapping, it was competition. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. I'm not into giving away all the industry secrets. You know what I mean. So if they come in and they just, you know, they feel like they could just freestyle their shit. If I'm on a song with them, I'm gonna tell them I'm finna murder you on this motherfucker. You about to learn some shit today. You know what I'm saying. You gonna learn. You about to learn some shit, and then whatever I record. As you see, I don't really like to be punched that much. I got to be able to say that shit again. You know what I mean? So like, I try to tell the youngsters, like, when you do that punching, you ain't got room to breathe. Yeah. So when you do the song live, it's gonna sound like shit because you ain't gonna be able to really do the song. You know what I mean? And most times you don't really hear. I mean, when's the last time you heard about one of them young rappers talking about, "Oh, I just came from rehearsal." You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we used to rehearse. Me and my nigga we used to rehearse for hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Rehearse, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get that break, get that win, because it's a different win from recording the song and then performing the song. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I write my shit where I can perform it. You know what I mean? Like what I did last night. If you got a show Friday, I'm gonna perform that motherfucker and it's gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have all my, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be done win over that motherfucker 1,000 times between now and Friday. You know what I mean?
Do you remember your first time on stage?
Yep.
And can you explain that to us there and describe the feeling?
Well, at what level? From the beginning?
I'm talking about on the first.
Okay, so from the beginning, the first time I got on stage, we was at World. We did a talent show at World on Wheels. There's a skate ring in LA called World on Wheels. We did a talent show there, me and Assassin. We got that gig because I had the know-it-all to get cool with the DJ, his name was DJ Ready X. He was the DJ at World on Wheels. And he had an 808 beat machine. Yeah. And so that was like the thing back then, because remember, Too Short, that's all his beats had was 808s and shit. So when this nigga tell me he got an 808 beat machine, I got cool with him and was like, why don't you be our DJ? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So after the skating ring, he happened to live across the street. So me and Assassin went over there and because he produced the song we had called When I Start Robbing the White Folks. That was our first like song that we ever recorded. And then him being the DJ at World on Wheels, he got us the gig.
Yeah.
We ended up opening it up for KRS-One. Was it like it was like KRS-One or somebody like that back in the days.
So what's your favorite part about making music? What's your favorite part about it?
Performing it. The whole after it's all the way done, and I can see the effects. I can see the effect that it has on the people.
Yeah,
I like that.
So where you draw your inspiration from?
What do you mean?
Like when you finna get ready to create a song, you know what I'm saying? Do you listen to some?
It depends on what this beat is. It depends on the emotion that the beat give me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, see, I have this thing where I say it's two type of rappers. All right, there's the rapper that's drawn from his life, and it's the other motherfucker that's just making this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, that was a good one right there.
So the first rapper that's drawn from his life, he'll never have writer's block because he's drawn from life. You know what I'm saying? But now the one that's just making this shit up, he's gonna have writer's block because at some point the story's gonna end, or it's gonna be a lull in the story somewhere, or you know what I'm saying? Because he's making this shit up.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
right.
real. You know what I mean? Or it's secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Those type of rappers have writer's block, and they, you know, shit like that. So.
Man, look here, D. Man, look, because I'm looking at the clock. We almost out of there. Look, D. Let everybody know where to follow you at, where to find you at. You know what I'm talking about? From the rooter to the tutor.
You can find me on all social media at the Don Menace.
Okay.
On Facebook. On Facebook it's Don Menace. On Twitter it's the Don Menace. Same with Instagram.
Okay, I bet. Well, y'all heard him from the goddamn nigga himself, the goddamn man himself, D, Menace Clan up in this motherfucker, mixed by motherfucking K Water.
Yes, sir.
We at this motherfucker. Peace.
Violence.